Hi, isn't it nice to be able to do a Zoom or video conference call all the time so that we can stay connected with your friends and family and then can see them and you can talk, right? But as more and more people are using Zoom or video conferencing to connect with each other or with their colleagues, friends, and family, Stanford researchers are warning you that these video calls are tiring you out. Is that true? You'll be the judge, but we'll look into it after this message. Hi, welcome back to Stress Out, Stress Free. My name is Vincent Moon, and this is where I help people to stay stress free by changing one habit at a time. So we are live here in every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Subscribe and click the notification bell to find out when we are live and at Stress Out, Stress Free. Okay, let's jump right into it, and let's figure out. Today we're going to be talking about Zoom. Zoom fatigue. What is Zoom fatigue? Is it on the screen? Nope, it's not on the screen. It's weird, but let's see. 1 second, let me just adjust my oops. Guess not. All right, let's see. 1 second here, we'll double check. Okay, and okay, and okay, we're not connected. All right. Okay, so what is Zoom fatigue, right? Zoom fatigue is, all right, 1 second, please. We'll be right back. Some technical difficulty here. Hi, welcome, and if you're just watching us, we are talking about Zoom fatigue. And 1 second here, there's a technical problem here, and we'll see what's going on. Okay, now we're on. Okay, so what we're talking today is Zoom fatigue. What is Zoom fatigue, right? Let's see. So what is Zoom fatigue, and what is Zoom fatigue? So what is Zoom fatigue? Why am I repeating myself? Because okay, now good. Okay, Brian Wynn is a PhD or co-chair of American Psychological Association and adjunct professor at Vanderbilt University Psychology Department. So what he said is, one reason for video chatting can be more tiring is because we have to work harder, and the brain has to work harder and interpret it with the non-verbal communication. And then when we interact with people face to face, we are not only listening to them, but also we look at the hand movement, the gesture, and also their body movement, and even sometimes the person's energy, right? So with that said, when we are talking to people, when you're talking to people face to face, like if you're talking to your friend right now, next to each other, we don't realize that how all the effort that the brain puts in our daily conversation. But in Zoom, it's a little different, because or any Zoom or any type of video conferencing is a little different, because the brain has to work over time. Why? Because we are taught to pay attention, and when you look at the screen, so that the speaker will know, or the other people in the Zoom will know that you are paying attention and know that you are watching. You, especially in a office situation, office meeting, and also work meeting, right? So, and this what happens is this takes out lots more energy than anything else, because the brain has to process. Sometimes you have to figure out, like, okay, when you're in the meeting, you have to figure out, think, okay, should I unmute myself first, and then okay, when we need to talk, and then you have to mute yourself, and also in inter in what do you call it? Interruption from the family, I mean, especially now you have the kids at home, or any family members, right? So, okay, so according to, according to Professor Jeremy Bailenson, founder or director of the Stanford Virtual Human Interactive Labs, said, so basically Stanford has a research came out about a week ago or so, and he says there's 4 reasons why video chat makes us fatigue. So, because in real conversation we are just talking, right? Talking and doing our gesture like what I'm doing now, and it's just natural just natural for us. But then when you're on a Zoom or meeting, you have to think more, because you want to make sure that you are impressing the other person, because if it's a work environment, yes, you have to make sure that you're paying attention, make sure that you are looking at them, not like looking away. That's not a good sign, because eye contact is very important. But then sometimes also we try to pretend we're clapping, so make sure the other side know that we are kind of like paying attention, but not really. Anyways, so he has two potential fixes. Either you can hide ourselves in the view, so that people will not see us. Like sometimes we have Zoom meeting with my kids. I mean, with kids at church, they're all trying to hide herself. Even my daughter in school, she keep hiding herself, and she only put like the head view, so that's to make sure the teacher knows that she's there, but she's there, but they cannot see her. Anyways, so there's a thing in Zoom that you can. This is only Zoom because I tried Zoom. I had a Zoom meeting yesterday with my church members. So we have in the Zoom meeting, in your picture itself, right? There's 3 dots up there. Just click on the 3 dots on the right hand side, and then all you need to do is just hit hide myself, and then the thing is will not see yourself on the screen, but other people can see you. So it's kind of good, because sometimes people are like, oh, let me see, my hair is messed up, so I have to fix my hair, and then we have to make sure like your teeth is clean, so that the chicken wing you just ate or the spinach you just ate doesn't stick on your teeth, right? So it's a self-conscious thing, and what it does too is create more stress or more work for your brain, and it's just stressing the brain out. So so yeah. Excuse me. So he find out there's 4 things that that's creating the fatigue, and he has some solution to it. So let's see. Okay, this one is number 1 is excessive amount of close-up eye contact is highly intense. Yeah, because in Zoom meeting, right? It's the square, and then you see all the faces there, and make sure you have to if your boss is there, you have to make sure you kind of act like you're paying attention. Yeah. So, but when we talk in a normal meeting, we just when somebody is talking in the meeting, we just make sure you have some eye contact. Sometimes you make sure you're taking notes or something, and also you look away to see other people's reaction, not just focusing on the camera itself and looking in the screen to pretend or actually try to focus on what that person is talking, right? So, and it makes you feel sometimes it makes you feel like you are the speaker, because sometimes sometimes it makes you feels like you're a speaker, because even though it's non-verbal, but you have to pay attention and look at people, and then you see it's like when you're speaking, you see people staring at your face, so you have to like kind of like quote unquote perform to make sure you look neat and paying attention. Okay, so and that experience is always stressful, because you feel like people looking at you, and sometimes when someone look right into your face like this, like so close to your face, isn't that like a little intimidating, and it's a little stressful? Yeah. So what he suggests is with the Zoom screen, instead of making it big, like when I Zoom, I like to make it big so that I can see other people, and also look at their gesture, look at their face, so I can see the reaction. But then he's saying that it's better if you minimize it, make it smaller, so that it's you cannot not really them have reduce the screen, so that it's not really letting them see you, or so that you can be a little more relaxed, right? So which is true, but I like the bigger screen, because some people when they zoom in on the phone or the iPad, but then I like to put it on the screen on my MacBook Pro, and it's bigger screen. Sometimes even with family zooming, I put it onto the TV so can look at everyone. But he's saying that try to minimize it, because that way you don't stress out with people looking at you. Let's go check out. Hi, Louis. Thank you very much. Great tip. Thank you so much. Welcome. And let me just, where is my, here you go. Welcome. Yeah. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for being here. Okay, so that's tip number one. And tip number two is when seeing yourself during the video chats constantly in real time is fatiguing. Why? Because, as I said earlier, right, in Zoom, you try to hide yourself, because it's like when you're in the Zoom meeting, it's like you look like you're constantly looking at yourself and also other people. Then it's like, oh no, let me see, my hair need to be fixed. Make sure my hair need to be fixed. I don't look like I'm just got off from bed, right? And also, I don't look like I got up from bed, and also just make sure face is okay, make sure my shirt is okay. That's like little extra stress, right? Because yes, although you are conferencing and working from home, but the thing is, it's a little more pressure, and then it does is just tires you up, and because in reality, when we just speak face to face, it's different. And this is also when you are talking to people and try to make a decision and give feedback, you are getting feedback, but then you are seeing yourself in the mirror. So in Zoom, which is good, on the right hand side you click hide myself, so you don't have to see yourself, and basically not too conscious about yourself. And then if you're being asked questions or you need to share something, you can just go blur it out. Right? So okay, so the option here, he said, is hide yourself view, which is great, and also make the photo smaller. Am I looking? Yeah. Okay, so in third point that he made is video chats dramatically reduce our usual mobility. Why is that so? Anyone know? Why does it reduce our usual mobility? Why? Because okay, technically, what do you do when you do video conferencing, or or Zoom meeting? Basically, technically, we're talking maybe for work, but if it's family, it's more easy, more flexible, I guess. So when we do video conferencing, everyone has to be seated and make sure you are right in the frame. Make sure you're okay. You're not like crooked, or make sure the stuff behind there is okay. Not like your kids running up and down. Or right now I'm using my dining room table, so I make sure there's no food on the stove, right? So a lot of things to think about. And the other thing is, when we do video conferencing, we'll be sitting down, and instead of like, okay, wait, all right, oops, what did I do wrong? Okay, no, it's there. All right, so instead of moving around in real life, when we in a real meeting, you can move around and stretch a little bit. But in the video, in Zoom meeting, it's kind of like difficult because everyone is staring at the screen and everyone is looking at you. So what do you do? How do you reduce that stress? Because all the time you'll be sitting down, and number one, it's going to make you a little fat. And my wife, we were just talking to my wife, and she was saying like, oh yeah, and I put on some weight because everything below the chest is all extra fat. So because most of she spends like, she start work about 8:30 and then finish at 5:30. But then the thing is, she's sitting there the whole 7 hours there. So it's good that Bailenson is recommend that it's good that they suggest that take short breaks so that you can kind of like rest your eyes away from the screen, so that you don't have too much stress. And also he suggests that to just spend some time, just look away instead of just focusing on the screen itself. So it's like kind of like when you're in the office, you just take a small short break, like go to bathroom break, or some people take a cigarette break. So basically just take a break, because with all this going on, you're spending too much time on the screen, and you just kind of like drain out your brain a little bit. Okay, so if you have any question, just put in the chat and let me know. And if you agree or disagree, just put it in the chat and let me know. Okay, so let's go to the fourth one. The fourth one is the cognitive load is much higher in video calls. Why? With face-to-face and interaction, non-verbal communication flows naturally. But sometimes we are rarely conscious about attending to our gesture and non-verbal cues. But in a video conference call, we have to make sure we have to behave and make sure we're okay, and the brain works a little harder and harder to send and receive all the signals, and also sometimes people speak loud, 15% louder when interacting on videos. I don't know why. Maybe we cannot hear each other, or sometimes the mic must be no good, and sometimes all the time during my wife's meeting, all I can hear is, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" So let's make sure that you are heard, right? And people are raising their voice, and if you're going this all day long for 5-6 hours, and it just simply exhausts you, right? So as I said earlier, he suggests that you take an audio break just to stop for a little bit and have a time for just quiet down, nothing, or shorten the meeting so that you can take a break and then go to the next meeting. Or if not, it's going to feel like too much pressure going on, right? Okay. Oops. Let me just press that. Okay. All right. So that's still on the screen. Okay, let me just take that away. Okay, that's all it is. So those are the four excuse me, the four things that he suggests about Zoom fatigue. So what happens with Zoom fatigue is, it stress you out. So this, I'm going to show you three techniques to help you out and help you with the stress, and also to kind of like tackle the Zoom fatigue. So basically, number one is very simple. Put your hand together. Shoulder. I mean, you put your pad here and the pad on the other side. Let's rub on each other. As you rub, right? As you rub, you see, you can feel the heat coming out, right? So when you rub, as you rub, the heat comes out, and then what you do is, when you feel the heat now, I'm feeling the heat on my palm now. So what you do is rub the palm together like this, rub them together, and then just feel the heat, and then you put right onto your eyes and cover it up. And you can feel like the heat is kind of like softening or loosening up your eyes. So it's with the heat, and then it just release all the tension from paying attention at the camera itself. So that's step number one. Very simple. Just so I can see you. Put your hands like that, and then palm each other. Rub the palm together until you feel the heat. Get some water. Until you feel the heat. Right? Once you feel the heat, just palm them right into your eye, like just cover up the whole eye. And then just enjoy, relax, breathe in, just relax. And you can feel the heat kind of like helping you loosen up the tension and relax. And also like kind of when you rub, the heat helps melts down the tension and loosen up the muscle that in the area too. Okay, so that's step number one. Simple, right? So step number two is the second one is, a lot of people pay a lot of money for this technique. It's what we call the yawn technique. So what happens is you yawn and then you do a movement. So this is what you do. So this is to relax the tension on your neck, right? So sometimes, because you're watching too much, you're paying too much attention onto the screen and with the Zoom meeting, so you all kind of like stretch forward, move forward kind of. So it's like, instead your body is straight, but then you are like this, kind of like sucked into the computer itself. So what you do is you want to loosen up this area, and this technique is called yawn and release. Okay. So basically, force yourself to yawn. It's a little bit difficult, but sometimes once you get the habit of, once you do the yawning stuff, pretend to yawn, and it doesn't matter. Once you do the yawning, and then you feel, excuse me, and then you feel it. So basically, it's this. First you yawn. Actually, you're really yawning, right? So fake it to make it, but it is yawning. Let me get a sip of water. Okay, so let's start doing it. So number one is yawn. First, start yawning, and as you yawn, you want to move your head very slowly. Okay, whichever direction you can start first, but then you want to move your head around. Excuse me. Always get this dry attack from the itchy throat. Anyways, so you want to move your head slowly, either left or right, doesn't matter. So you yawn, start yawning first, and then you move your head slowly, very slowly, like slow motion kind of. Move your neck, exaggerate a little bit, goes further out a little bit, and then turn slowly, little bit by bit. And as you're turning, you can feel like it's like your muscle bit by bit, like small tiny pops, because with all the tension in your neck, you just pops. And then don't forget to keep yawning too. like such. And then when you turn, you just feel the stretch and the pop there, and go slowly down. Stop in the middle, and then go the opposite direction. So let's go. Let's go. Start yawning. Slowly to the other opposite direction. Exaggerate a little bit. Go back a little bit. Yawn. Sometimes you feel like you're gonna pop, right? But it's good. So that helps relax the neck, and also with the yawning, it just helps clear your mind. Do you feel much better now doing that? I hope you're doing it with me, so you can feel the same effect that I'm feeling. Good. So that's number 2. So number 3 is simple. You just shoulder pad. I mean, not shoulder pad. The tip of your finger. You just massage your head. Let me show you, and make sure it's going to be a little messy, but it's good when you feel good. Doesn't matter if it's messy or not. Let me show you on the front and back screen. Let's go to the front and back screen. Okay. So your pad of the fingers, right? Let's start with the back first. So what you do is, all you need to do is just put some pressure into the head like this. Just press into it. So basically, this is your head. So you press into it and rub. Press into it and rub. So press and rub. So press and rub. Yeah. Start with the bottom here first, where the hole here, the dip there. Start with the back of the neck, and then go to, you feel the bone here, the occiput bone. I mean your skull. Rub in there, and then rub around your ear, and then come to the front of the ear. So you can feel like the tension. If you have tight jaw, what you do is just put pressure and then circulate it, and then what you do is just go like, open up your mouth and then loosen up, put pressure a little bit, open your mouth, and then loosen it. So that way it helps loosen up the tight muscle here, and then you go up to the temple. Let me just take out my glasses. Let's go circular up to the temple, and then this will help release the temporal muscle and the tightness. And if you want, we can go around the eye. Start from here. Just do this, and then go poke right in the middle, so you can feel the bone there, right on the bone, the bridge of the bone, and then go around the eye with your finger, with the finger pad. Let me just go to the front first. Okay, with your finger pad, you go around the eye, the orbit, around all the bones around there, and then you go around, and then you feel when you go around slowly, you feel the tension releasing, right? But blur a little bit, it's fine. So you go back here, and then go straight up to your hairline, and then you go do this, and then what you do is you put pressure. Now you put some pressure on the head, like such. Let me show you the back view. Okay, so you put pressure, like hold it, and then put kind of like pinch it, but not pinch it, but just holding it like that, doing this. Okay, and then you're doing this, do it around the head. Make sure you get the back of the head too, which is good. And then as you press down and then release, you can feel the tension and the pressure on your head releasing. Sometimes you spend so much time on the computer, or you spend so much time zooming, and also you spend time working, you get pressure in the head, but you don't know why. But with this here, when you rub it like this and try to loosen up the tension, it feels good. It feels good. So put kind of like put your hand down. Oops. Put your hand down and squeeze. Put your hand down and squeeze. So you can feel like when you do the squeezing, you can feel the tension losing up. See? All right. And then the best part is, my hair is messy. It's okay. So I told you, right? You're gonna mess up your hair, right? It'll be messy, right? So the best part is this. to end it, so what you do is just go like this, hold tight, and then go feel like that. Just do like that around your head, kind of like pinching around your head. It's like one of those instrument, the hair comb. You just put. It looks like something dangling on the bottom and on the top, and then you go down the head and then go. So this is basically what you're doing. Same thing, but with your own finger, and it's free. All right, so you do like that, and let me fix up my hair. Let me get my comb, fix it. So basically, you're done. So you just squeeze and pull it up, squeeze and pull it up. So that releases all the tension. I do that with all my clients, and they love it because all the pressure build up and stress build up on the head and around the head and around the neck and around the ear, and also the tension on the temple. So when you do that, it just loosen up everything. So, and it just help relax yourself, right? Okay, so we are pretty much done. If you have any questions, put in the chat, let me know. And if you are watching this after the fact, don't forget to ask your questions too if you have any questions, and rewatch the video again if you think you missed out something. And we're coming to an end here, so don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you like this video, share it with a friend. Somebody that can use it, share with them. And also don't forget to subscribe, and always stay stress-free by changing one habit at a time. And I see you in the next video. Oops. See you in the next video. And you can watch the next video up here, up there. All right.